So, bullying, Mr. E, Fuku Yamagishi, disappearances, and a ghost story. All of it's connected, and it's all about to come together today. Yeah, that'd be a good place to start, asking the teacher. Wait a minute, wasn't that one of the bullies from before? That doesn't look good.
Oh, Mitsuru-senpai. Why are you here?
Same reason as you. Mr. Ikoda, I'm here to ask you about a student named Fuku Yamagishi.
No! I never thought it'd turn out like this. Fuka. Wait, you're that girl.
What did you do to Yamagishi?
Hold on, Mitsuru. This isn't an interrogation. Natsuki, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Saying that it isn't an interrogation and then giving her a right to remain silent, that's a little weird.
You wouldn't want to give her the wrong idea.
You know, I think Natsuki wants to tell us about what happened.
Fuka,
And she seems really traumatized too.
She always looked so frazzled whenever I gave her a hard time. And then I realized she's an honor student, but deep inside, she's just the same as us. I knew exactly which buttons to push.
I hate it when bullies do that.
We were just messing with her that day, too.
That's how it all starts, and then it has consequences like this.
May 29th. We took Fuka to the gym and locked the door from the outside.
Though that is definitely going way too far.
What? You locked her in?
That night, Maki returned to school alone. She was afraid we'd get in trouble if Fuka committed suicide.
Well, that's extremely blunt.
But she never came back. And the next morning, she was found lying on the ground by the gate.
That was the one who mentioned she was hearing a voice, and Natsuki couldn't hear that either. But wait a minute. Going to the school at night, and then disappearing and ending up unconscious by the gate. I think you should be able to figure out what's happening here.
I went to the gym to let Fuka out, but the door was still locked. So I opened it and went inside, but she wasn't there. We all freaked out. Starting that night, we went out looking for her. But every night, another one of us went missing, and they each ended up like Maki.
That explains why all the girls that went missing all knew each other. They were all involved in this big... well, I can't even call it a prank.
I see. By the way, Mr. Ikoda, all this time, you've attributed Yamagishi's absences to illness.
Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself about that?
But in reality, she was missing. You must have been aware of that. What was your intention?
I was thinking of the students, of course.
I fail to see your logic there.
You children may not understand, but we have to consider the future of everyone affected.
Even if one of your students has disappeared and is possibly had their life put in danger by bullying.
You mean you chose not to report this to the police for the good of the class?
It was in her best interest. I wouldn't want her records to be stained by something like this. Her parents agree.
So you're defending a bully, is that it?
So, to protect your career, you ignored your responsibility as a teacher.
Or, like Mitsuru is summarizing, you're just in it for yourself. Now that's misuse of authority if I ever saw it. And that might as well be the theme of this whole scenario.
How despicable!
Yeah, you don't want to upset Mitsuru. She basically owns this school.
I didn't. I was just,
About your friends. Did you notice anything unusual before the incidents? Anything at all?
Also, has the same thing that Shinjiro did, where it reveals their last name even though we've never heard it.
They all heard a voice.
Although actually I do feel like I've heard her last name before. And voice is highlighted in the same text that's used for the Dark Hour. That can only mean one thing.
A creepy voice. Right before each of them went missing.
As much as I'd love it if Mysterious Creepy Boy was the culprit here, I don't think he is.
They said it was calling their name.
Oh, man.
Now this is really starting to make the ghost story sound true, especially when one of the people involved just vanished.
Oh, Senpai. Could it be?
It's them. No doubt about it.
But yeah, in this case, I can't believe it took them so long to come to this conclusion. I mean, you hear a ghost story in a world that is definitely inhabited by paranormal beings. I'm so surprised that nobody claimed shadows before now.
Until now, there was no way of knowing how or why some people are conscious during the dark hour.
And you do realize you're saying that in front of two people who will have no idea what you're talking about, but I like to think that she's just saying it so that only we can hear.
But it's the voice. It draws them in. It's not a random phenomenon. This whole thing has made me realize they're clearly targeting humans.
Well, they targeted a monorail last time, but now they're calling out specific people.
Shadows are the enemy of mankind.
And that's... well, we're not going to find out the full explanation for that until later on.
Stay at our dorm tonight. It's the safest place.
Even though our dorm got attacked by them last time, more like the time before, but that was only because Akihiko led them to us. Provided nobody does that again, it should be safe.
If you hear the voice, tell us immediately. And don't leave the room no matter what.
In fact, it might be a good idea to lock yourself in.
If you can do that much, you should be okay. Don't worry. Yamagishi should be alright as well. We'll meet after school in the student council room to discuss tonight's operation.
Tonight?
We're going to rescue Yamagishi.
And I think you can all probably tell where she is.
If my guess is right, she's still inside the school.
She's inside the school, but not the part of it that we can see normally.
All set.
Okay, hopefully Hidetoshi won't storm in on us.
Tonight, we will infiltrate the campus. Our objective is to rescue Fuku Yamagishi.
Got a rescue mission on our hands here.
I don't get it. Is Fuka inside the school somewhere?
And why at night? At midnight, this place turns into...
Yep, I think it's finally clicked.
Exactly. That's how Yamagishi wandered into Tartarus.
They said that she had the potential, which means she wouldn't have realized, but by staying inside the school at midnight...
Then, ever since Fuka got locked in the gym, she's been stuck there?
Exactly, she's been there the whole time.
But that was 10 days ago. That means...
Not necessarily. We can't jump to conclusions. Tartarus only appears during the dark hour. So what about the rest of the day?
Now that you mention it...
This is only a theory, but I think time may function differently with respect to Tartarus.
Definitely does seem that way. The Dark Hour is a hidden time period that doesn't really exist within the normal realms of time logic. So, yeah, whenever we go in there, it seems like no time passes in the real world, even though we can be there for quite a long time.
So, even though it's been 10 days for us, perhaps only 10 hours have passed for her.
10 days equating to 10 hours sounds like a good approximation.
It's possible she's still alive.
Wow, you think so? But the dark hour is pretty brutal. We could barely handle an hour. How's she gonna last 10?
That's true. And even if she's still alive, we might not be able to get to her.
Tartarus is a pretty big place. Let's just hope she didn't end up past the 40th floor barrier.
Are you just gonna let her die then?
And here comes something that's quite relevant to Akihiko's character, though we won't really find out why he's acting like this until a bit later. I'm quite fond of saying that, but yeah.
I have an idea.
The story of this game tends to progress kind of slowly at the beginning. This is around the point where the story starts getting a lot more interesting. This and the lead up to the next full moon, and after that.
Let's try to enter Tartarus exactly how Fuku did.
Yeah, that sounds like it might get us close to her.
We'll go to the gym and wait for midnight. That's the quickest way.
Though being inside the school when it transforms might... Sounds like that'd...
Is that really gonna work?
Sounds like it'd do weird things.
Honestly, I have reservations.
Especially since the interior of the place randomizes itself every day, so, there's no way we'd wander into the exact same place Fuku did.
If something goes wrong, you could all end up lost in Tartarus too.
Well, Tartarus does have those exit points stationed around most floors, so that shouldn't be a worry.
But
I won't stand by and do nothing if there's a chance we can save her. I'd never forgive myself.
Once again, this is important to Akihiko's backstory.
If you guys don't want to go, then I'll go by myself.
Though going by yourself into Tartarus is a bad idea. I learned that the hard way when I was trying to grind once.
Senpai?
We definitely need to go to back him up.
all right. We're aware of the risks, but we can't just leave her there.
I agree. And we won't know until we try.
Cool. We get to sneak into the school.
Yeah, that's your priority here, and we technically do that every night.
In that case, I know just what to do.
Apparently, Junpei's got a plan. But for now... Like I said in the last video, we have a normal social link after school period today. Also, let me check. Our condition's gone back to good. Yeah, like I thought, you can't get tired on full moon days. Your condition immediately snaps back, so don't worry if you get tired studying the previous night. I guess we can talk to Junpei here. So, basically, I'm actually going to cut here, because if you're watching these videos in order, you will have already seen this social link, but for me, I'm just about to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Chariot social link rank 6, and after that, I'll cut back to, yeah, what happens at night tonight. Just wanted to keep all of the plot for the full moon event tonight in the same video. So, jump cut now. So, cutting to here after the social link that we just did today. So, yeah, if you want to see the social link that we did, check out the previous video.
What's wrong?
I can't get a hold of the chairman.
That was what I was afraid of. If we all go to the operation and the chairman doesn't stay behind, that means no one's watching Natsuki. And if she starts hearing weird voices, then no one's going to be able to stop her.
I guess we can handle it ourselves.
Again, that's not what I'm worried about. Also, the winter uniforms are back. I actually prefer those a lot to the summer uniforms.
There's one problem, though.
Yeah, everyone always wears the winter uniforms in major story scenes for the most part.
Without the chairman's help, I'm not sure how we can get inside the school.
Oh, don't worry about that.
No need to worry. I've got it all set to go.
Junpei has a cunning plan.
Set to go. An explosive?
I doubt that he'd have access to that kind of thing.
All right, I'll let you handle this.
But Mitsuru seems to like the idea.
We don't have time to waste. Let's go.
An explosive? For real?
Nah. All I did was unlock a door.
Of course, it was just something very mundane. But that was actually kind of smart of Junpei. Though I'm surprised that no teacher noticed. And how did he even get the keys to unlock the door as well? Anyway.
See? We got in no problem. Man, I'm a genius.
I'm sorry, but I have to say it. Junpei, master of unlocking.
Is that really something to brag about?
Being a master of unlocking is kind of a rare trait.
So you unlocked it earlier. Très bien.
And she's still impressed. I'm actually impressed by the fact that she's still impressed by something so mundane.
No time for compliments. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, that was the first instance of Mitsuru's gratuitous foreign language there. You'll see something in a bit that I'll talk about.
What's the big deal, anyway?
Trey Ben, what's that mean? That's not English, is it?
This might be a localization in-joke for people who knew the Japanese version. In the Japanese version, Mitsuru's gratuitous foreign language was English. They had to change it to French for the English version because it wouldn't make sense if the dialogue was in English anyway. But you get the basic idea. Mitsuru knows a few foreign words that she likes to put into her sentences.
Can we turn on the lights?
Yeah, the idea of being inside a school when it's dark and you're not supposed to be in there is actually kind of creepy in itself.
Oh, you scared?
Or she'll do that.
No! Stupid.
Admittedly, the first time
Stop
you,
calling me
well,
that.
provoked that nickname, you kinda deserved it, but thankfully you're not doing anything like that anymore.
Quiet. It's better if we
And
leave
there's
them
gonna be
off.
no
They
power in
cut
the
the
dark
power
hour.
at night
Anyway.
I don't like sneaking around.
First, we have to find the key to the gem. Akihiko and I will check the janitor's
Now,
room.
the janitor's
You
room
three
is
check
something
the
that we
faculty
did
office.
see at the school, but we never go there for the entire game, I'll just say.
After that, we'll meet in the main hallway. Got it?
The faculty office, huh? And you will find some test questions.
Of course, Junpei always with the priorities.
Maybe I should go to
But
the
this time,
faculty office,
Akihiko's
too.
getting in on it
It
too.
sounds interesting.
Are you planning something
Again,
that's
don't
grandiose
annoy
under my
Mitsuru.
supervision?
You're going to regret it.
If so, then
You
it's got
don't
to be
want to
severely
know what
punished.
severely punished means when Mitsuru is concerned.
It was a joke. I'd never do something like that.
Come on, Mitsuru. Lighten up a little.
Fine. Let's head over to the
Oh,
janitor's room.
okay then.
Yeah, you're coming with us.
I love how just sort of completely nonchalant she is about going, okay then, well, Junpei's coming with us now. We can't trust him in the faculty office. And so the guys leave in shame. Leaving just me alone with Yukari. Sharp, Gary Stu!
All right, let's get this over with.
Yeah, leaving Gary Stu alone with Yukari was not Mitsuru's best decision. But anyway, here we are inside the school at night. The lack of music makes it even creepier. In some ways, I'd almost prefer Tartarus. Okay, here we go. But I think we pretty much remember where the faculty office is. I mean, it's near the school nurse's office, and we go there a lot. examining anything that isn't the faculty office leads to Yukari saying the same thing. Unless you try and go into the bathroom with her present. Then she has a few different reactions. So, yeah, just wanted to show that off. There's also a chance we'll get great condition out of this, but probably not. Yeah, we're still normal. Okay, then. Let's go. Nothing much else to show about this. Except that when we go down these stairs, we're taken over by a cutscene.
Do you hear that?
That random stock footage of a dog barking?
There's someone else here?
Once again, running behind him. Oh, shipping! Well, if game logic has taught us anything, it's that guards will never notice you if you're hiding behind an object.
It's just a security guard.
If this was Persona Q, I'd expect some kind of giant security guard enemy FOE. But you can troll her here, but what happens if we say this?
I know. Ah! My cell phone? Why now?
And realizing what she was doing.
Oh, figures. It's spam.
Yeah, don't you hate it when you get spam at this time of night?
Sorry about that.
Especially when you're worried about ghosts.
It took me by surprise.
Gary Stu cannot resist this option.
Huh? It's not funny.
If this was Persona 4, I'd be expecting that option to actually give you social link points towards Yukari, but that's not the case here. What you say in plot scenes, like I've mentioned a lot, does not matter. Okay, so there's the entrance. But this way leads to the faculty office. It's a little hard to find in the dark, but it's still basically the same. Also, we can go into these bathrooms as well. So, let's head in.
No. No. It's so dark. I can barely read these. What does it say on this one?
This looks like a job for Gary Stu's amazing plot hacks powers. By saying that it is the gym key, it will become canon.
Really? Let me see. Yeah, this is it. Mind if we borrow this?
See? Gary Stu's amazing plot hacks powers at work. Be afraid.
Okay, let's go. We're supposed to meet them in the main hallway.
I'm also not sure why she says, mind if we borrow this, when no teachers are really listening. Unless there's, like, security cameras here. Though it's probably a Japanese politeness thing. Wait a minute, though. Wasn't the main hall where that security guard was before? No, it's still probably fine to meet up here. I mean, we have that pillar on our side. The conveniently placed pillar.
Did you find a key?
Sure did.
Well, they must have had a boring time searching the janitor's office if it didn't really turn up anything.
You know, I heard a scream that sounded kind of familiar. What? You actually did? I was just kidding.
Ah, the old saying something is a joke and then it turns out it actually happened thing. Always interesting when that happens.
You want to make something of it?
Keep it down.
Oh, also, Yukari totally clung to Garyastu there earlier, and I'm not going to say any more because Yukari will kill me if I do.
We'll divide into teams again.
Oh no, splitting up. Always a bad idea.
3 of you will enter Tartarus, and 1 of you will remain outside with me.
Wait, you mean we're not going to have a full party in Tartarus? Oh, that's not good.
Once the Dark Hour has begun, I'll determine Yamagishi's position.
I'll go.
Well, seeing as Akihiko's the most recent party member to join, it makes sense that he'd be going.
You should come too. You can take the lead, like always.
Of course, Gary Stu's in because he's the main character, but who'll fill the 3rd slot?
Then I'll be the 3rd.
Well, it makes sense for Yukari to be because she's our main healer, right?
Wait a second. Remember how I accidentally screwed up on the monorail?
Yeah, everyone remembers.
Give me a chance to make up for that.
Do you have a point there, though?
Oh, come on. It's not always about you.
It's not always about you either, though.
Besides, you didn't accidentally screw up.
Part of me thinks it was actually the priestess shadow that got to his mind there.
Alright, Junpei, we'll give you another shot.
Sweet! Thanks!
What's wrong, Yukari? You don't want to stay behind with Mitsuru?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll have a nice time talking about stuff and how, Yukari will be all like, hey, so, my father kinda died, and I hear your company may have had something to do with it. Yeah, that's gonna be a very fun experience.
No, it's fine.
It's almost time.
So, yeah, remember how I said you want a persona that's good with healing in this scenario? You're gonna be going into it without your main healer, Yukari. Because of this, it doesn't matter if Yukari is a little under level for this because she's not going to be taking part, but it is a bit of a jerk move for them to remove your main healer.
I'm all alone after all.
I told you this was a bad idea. We should have left someone behind with her.
Fuka. Huh? No! No! I don't want to hear this!
And we told her to tell someone immediately if she started hearing voices, but oh wait, we didn't leave anyone behind with her. This was a great plan!
Calling me.
Oh no.
I have to go. Tell her I'm sorry. Fuka.
And this is why leaving her in the dorm unsupervised was a bad idea. I admit that if Mitsuru's acting as our scanner here, she might need someone to bodyguard her because, well, on full moon, big shadows tend to attack, but still, someone should have stayed behind with Natsuki.
We still haven't heard back from them. The transceiver's sensitivity is set to high, too.
Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. Yukari has a lot of things she wants to ask Mitsuru, but now's probably not the time.
Oh yeah, that girl, Natsuki? I hope she's okay at the dorm.
Dramatic irony!
Unfortunately, no place is completely safe in the dark hour.
But it would have been safer if we had, yeah, I don't know, left someone behind with her.
But we couldn't possibly bring her here, and one of us staying behind was out of the question.
See, this would make sense if it weren't for the fact that you're actually down one party member for this scenario anyway.
Yeah, I guess so.
Then anyway, gotta make the plot dramatic.
But we're all here for Fuka's sake.
If we actually find her, that is.
This is Mitsuru. I've confirmed your position. You're higher up than I expected. You're barely in communication range.
Oh, that's bad.
Is everyone all right? Akihiko! Come in, Akihiko!
Is he out of range? I'm starting to get worried.
And, well, she should be. Not only are we going in without our healer, but... we're completely alone for now. Yeah. Alone in Tartarus. There's no way this could possibly get any worse.
Are you awake?
I was wrong!
This is the first time we've spoken outside of your room.
And that's a good thing. Why? Best thing is to ask where the others are, I guess.
Don't worry. You'll see them soon.
Oh, well, you're cryptically vague as always. Please go away.
But we don't have much time to talk. Tonight, there is more than one ordeal you must face.
Huh.
You should hurry. She's waiting for you. You guys will need her.
More cryptic things.
Okay then. I hope we can speak again.
That is not mutual. Goodbye, mysterious creepy boy. And hello, Tartarus. Yes, this full moon operation, our dungeon is actually going to be Tartarus, which is a little bit disappointing seeing as we're here all the time anyway. This, I will say, is the last time this happens. So none of the other full moons are going to take place in Tartarus. They'll all be in unique dungeons. This is the one exception. But we do have something unique to this scenario. Communications breaking up, Mitsuru can't provide backup, and we've all been separated. Well, that's brilliant. Also, we have no idea what floor it is because we've been, disconnected from Mitsuru. So, we have to go about this ourselves. Thankfully, the enemies here take mercy on you. There are usually only one or so enemies, and that's completely new. Unfortunately, if we press the L1 button, nothing happens. We are completely out of Mitsuru's scanning range. It did start Distress, though, meaning that we're quite high level for this scenario. Well, whatever it is, it was no trouble. That, I believe, is the Tower class of shadows. Like, it's not a big deal to actually fight the enemies here. For the most part, you don't really want to, but I'm just going to show off a couple of them. Oh, hi, you again. Well, I'd like you showing up, because you're basically free experience, as little as it is. Also, you don't need to worry about getting tired here, but you do need to worry about running low on SP and HP, because you don't get any kind of heal before the boss. But all the chests here do tend to contain snuff souls which restore your SP. Probably a good idea to hunt those down while you're here, because they're kind of rare otherwise. So, Akihiko and Junpei aren't here. Uh-oh, there's a mysterious voice calling out. Wonder if it's the same one that got Natsuki. Well, there are the stairs. Okay, here's a shadow we've seen before, the Soul Dancer. Usually they're weak to ice, but in this scenario they're not for some reason. Maybe to compensate for the fact that you can't scan at all. Nice dodge there. Wow, we haven't lost any HP or SP. I've been using regular physical attacks for a reason. You want to conserve your SP for the fight. And did that shadow just immediately respawn? Okay, medicine. So basically that's just there so that you can heal yourself up before the boss, but we have a little bit to go before then. So let's climb these stairs. Of course, we have no idea where we are, so we don't know where these stairs are going to take us. Let's just call this the second floor. So that voice doesn't seem malicious or anything. In fact, it might just be... well, it should be kind of obvious who that voice is. And I just thrusted the wrong way. That kind of sounds wrong out of context, but anyway. I guess I can show this just to demonstrate it. This thing is not actually weak to ice. Does do a lot of damage, though. But it's gone. There's another enemy type that can show up here as well. Not sure if we'll be seeing it yet. If we don't see it, I'll tell you what it is. It also does not appear to have weaknesses. Again, that's probably to compensate for you not really being able to scan them. Why do you keep giving me these dances? I'll take that chest, though. Last time I got lots of snuff souls. I mean, by last time I mean on my practice attempt at this. Uh-oh. It's breaking up even worse. Wait a minute, though. Whoever it is seems to be getting through to our communication channel. How are they doing that? Uh-oh. Hello there, Shadow. I don't suppose you're that thing that I want to show. Don't think you are. No, you're a dancer. You know what? Might as well attempt to see if we can see the last enemy that's appeared here. You are a non-distressed version of that tower thingy. What? Oh, okay, that was the fear effect of the, Night Falcon. Took effect and it made it run away. That was actually really, really bizarre, but... oh well. The last thing that can show up here is Haughty Maya, an Emperor Arcana Maya enemy that also doesn't seem to have weaknesses, even though it's supposed to be weak to wind when it shows up in Tartarus later. Okay. Now, I think this floor... okay. Now, we can see Akihiko and Junpei off in the distance there. We'll be meeting up with them when we get into that room. But first... now is your last chance to heal up before the boss, because the moment we meet Akihiko and Junpei, we're going to be taken straight into a series of cutscenes that will lead us right to the boss of this scenario. So, this is your last chance to prepare. But I think we're... wait a minute though. Just realized something. I bought those health sandals a while ago. Might as well equip those. They're a bit better than what we currently have. Now I think we're prepared. Let's go.
Hey, here he is. Man, we were worried about you.
Seems like we were the only one who were only by ourselves.
I don't think we should enter Tartarus this way again.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to think about it. Getting separated is not good, especially if you were... well, glad these shadows were merciful.
Oh yeah, did you hear a voice while you were in here?
Yeah, we did, and it seemed to be coming directly through our communication channels.
Kinda like...
Who is this? Are you human?
That's it! That's the voice! It sounded like it came from behind us.
Huh.
Are you Fuku Yamagishi?
Wow, you're alive! That's awesome! Never fear, Junpei's here.
There's a time and place for hitting on people, but not now. Unless you're Gary Sue, in which case every time is the time to hit on people, but that's beside the point.
I'm glad you're okay. Come with us.
Thank you so much.
So, we're finally meeting Fuku Yamagishi. She is one of the more infamous characters in this game, mainly for the fact that she's one of the very few party members who doesn't exactly have a very good English voice. So, from now on, yeah. I still like Fuku as a character, but I admit that her English voice acting suffers a little bit from We've Got Trouble syndrome.
Looks like we made the right decision. I'll see if I can contact Mitsuru.
Yeah, rescue mission successful. Let's get out of here.
Where are we? I was at school, and then...
Well, it's a long story. I'll explain after we get out of here.
So basically the school turned into a portal to the gates of hell at a certain time of day that only we can notice because, oh, by the way, you have a special power and you don't know it yet and, well, we're confusing her already.
Mitsuru, can you hear me? No good. All I hear is static.
Oh yeah, are you hurt? Have you run into any monsters?
So there are strange creatures in here then. I've managed to avoid them so far.
Are you serious?
So she's been avoiding them for 10 hours outside... No, for 10 days outside time and 10 hours here. That's pretty impressive.
How's that possible?
It's hard to describe, but I can sort of tell where they are.
What do you mean? Are you psychic?
She has the same power as Mitsuru.
All right.
Maybe even stronger.
And that's definitely helpful to us because Mitsuru's scanning power is starting to get weaker.
Since Mitsuru's persona is more battle-oriented.
Yeah, like Akihiko points out, hers is more made for battle.
Hang on to this.
But this is...
Think of it as a lucky charm. It's not really a gun. Alright, let's get out of here.
Mysterious creepy boy said we'd need her. Now I think I see what he means. As dull and emotionless as her voice can be sometimes, she's definitely got a useful ability to us.
Whoa, check out the moon.
Yeah, it looks even freakier from in here.
I've never seen it so bright.
Some research indicates that the shadows are affected by the phases of the moon.
And Mysterious Creepy Boy has already told us that.
Of course, the same can be said for humans.
Well, only when they're werewolves.
That would explain Yukatan's mood swings.
Yukari is a werewolf confirmed.
Hey, wasn't it a full moon the night we went to the monorail?
And finally, the others start to put two and two together.
Was it?
I think so. Why?
Hey, did you see the moon on the night the dorm was attacked, back in April?
Well, even if we don't remember that far, it's pretty obvious it was full back then.
Mitsuru, are you there?
And now that we think about it, that shadow that we just fought last full moon was the Priestess. Priestess comes after Magician. What about the Magician? Thing is, that giant shadow that got killed off in a cutscene at the start of the game, that was the Magician boss. So, I've been waiting for now to say that, but that's very interesting. I might talk more about it later, because it does have symbolism like all the others. Oh no.
Hey, can you hear me? Mitsuru, come in.
Remember how I said Mitsuru might be needing a bodyguard?
Mitsuru? Mitsuru!
Though, the only one who could bodyguard her was our team medic, who isn't exactly the best at battle. I don't like the way this is going.
What is this thing? It's much bigger than the others, and it's attacking someone.
Damn it!
What's going on?
It's one of them. If my guess is right, they come every full moon. We have to hurry.
Hey, wait for me!
So we know what that means. It's about to be boss time. We now know that every full moon we're in for a plot-mandated boss fight. Except this time... Wow, that bike got completely destroyed.
What in the world?
This time there's two of them.
There's two of them. Mitsuru!
And I got to Mitsuru while she was scanning. That's not good.
What's going on? Nothing's working.
Oh shit, they look pissed. Hey, isn't that...
And just when things couldn't get any worse,
Why the hell is she here?
because we didn't leave anyone to guard her, like idiots.
Fuka. Moriyama-san?
Wait, what are you doing?
Please, get out of here! It's dangerous! I wanted to tell you I'm sorry.
Look, I appreciate that, but now's not a good time.
Wait, that's not a weapon.
I know.
A new persona awakens. It's pretty safe to say we know she'll be joining us now.
Mitsuru!
I'm all right. Be careful. Normal attacks won't work on these shadows.
And her scanning equipment's been completely destroyed, so we don't know what does work.
And all of our instruments have been destroyed.
That's what I was saying.
Just stay still. Besides,
I can see.
Is that the voice?
Yep, she definitely has the same power.
I can sense these monsters' weaknesses somehow.
For real?
just as I thought. Mitsuru, let her take your place.
I get it now. Yamagishi, can you assist the others?
It's time for a change of mission control. We've had Mitsuru since the start of the game, but now it's time for one who's even better at the scanning job. Unfortunately, much worse than the voice department.
I'll do my best.
Stay back, Mitsuru.
And unfortunately, Yukari will be staying back from this fight as well. It's just gonna be the guys.
We'll take care of this.
Here we go! I will say I absolutely love the background for this fight. Just looks so awesome.
I'll try and find out the enemy's weakness. Just let me know when.
So, these are the Empress and Emperor, the next two Arcana shadows. Upright, they're both figures of authority, generally representing both male and female authority, but the Empress represents motherly love as well, and by consequence compassion. Reversed, they represent the corruptions of these qualities, namely cruelty and a weak-willed authority figure who can't use their power to help others. This is a major theme of this scenario in a way, but before I talk about the symbolism, let's go for a scan first.
Okay, just give me some time.
This whole fight is basically a tutorial on how Fuku works, which is mostly the same as Mitsuru, just a little bit better. Because of this battle is all about capitalizing on weaknesses. At the moment, you don't want to attack before their weaknesses are revealed, so I'm actually going to go ahead and use an item that we got earlier. This Protection Sutra will be useful. This casts Rakukaja on the whole party. Probably the best thing I can do with my turn at this point. But it seems like Junpei's already found a weakness by sheer coincidence.
That's your chance. Go!
As you can tell, these bosses don't have very much health.
My turn.
It's more of a tutorial than an actual proper fight.
Here's our chance.
And for the most part, your party members will tend to target the same one twice. And wow, Empress is almost already
It
dead.
has multiple weaknesses.
So, here's the gimmick here. The Empress is weak to all physical attacks, but immune to everything magical.
I didn't know I had this kind of power.
She also likes to use wind attacks. The Emperor likes to use physical skills, with that lamely flailing sword and those awkward movements, and you can probably tell what the Emperor's gimmick is.
Okay, just give me some time.
So for now, I think I want to heal. These bosses have low HP, but don't underestimate them. They can hurt you quite badly, especially if they all gang up on one person. I don't think Jack Brothers will be too useful here. We can knock them down easily enough already. And here's the reason why I said to bring someone with Dia. No Yukari for this fight, so we don't really have a dedicated healer. Unfortunately, Junpei is getting screwed over by his weakness to wind, which the Empress loves spamming.
Multiple weaknesses.
So, also get used to it has multiple weaknesses, because that's basically Fuku's catchphrase. So, as you can probably tell, the Emperor is immune to all physical attacks, but weak to all magic. But that is not always going to be the same. Now, Akihiko would like you to spread the damage around, please.
Here's our chance.
Or not.
Good night.
The bosses can use Paradigm Shift, and no, it has no relation to Final Fantasy XIII. Paradigm Shift, also Emperor can physically attack your entire party for multiple hits.
Senpai is in trouble!
Paradigm Shift changes the boss's weaknesses, so we have to scan them again.
Okay, just give me some time.
For now, though, I definitely need to heal Akihiko. Though, I want to capitalize on the Emperor still being weak to ice. Nobody's hit him yet.
Good choice. The enemy is down.
I love how the Emperor just clunks over like that. Yeah, a lot of the symbolism involving the Emperor Arcana is to make him look, despite the huge inflated chest, which represents sort of arrogance, he looks quite weak with the thin arms and legs and those awkward movements, and the very, very slim sword that he just lamely flails at you.
Nice time.
The Emperor basically represents weak-willed authority, or an authority figure who really just can't use their power to help others. Doesn't that sound like a certain someone? Yeah, the Empress and Emperor shadows are in a way indicative of the two main figures in Fuku's torment. The Empress...
It seems like strike attacks will work.
Okay, and when you scan them after a paradigm shift, they'll only be weak to one thing. So, the Empress, with its sort of obese figure, represents an authority figure who is indulgent and hendoistic, more concerned with themselves than others, but also, being the inverse of motherly love, represents cruelty, which in this case represents Natsuki's bullying. Bullying itself could also be seen as a misuse of power and authority, so using power to hurt others. The Emperor can paradigm shift as well, by the way. My auto Tarakaja's worn off, and our defense buff's gone.
Okay, Okay, just give me some time.
So of course we have to rescan the Emperor. But you're weak to strike... Wait a minute.
It seems like strike attacks.
You might also notice that Fuka's scan screen is a bit more involved than Mitsuru's. Fuka has benefits when it comes to scanning, but we won't see those in this fight. I do happen to have a strike attack on me, though. But I'm probably going to go for this and then heal.
The enemy is down. Now's your chance.
Well, the Empress is gone, leaving just one.
The enemy has changed.
Good job.
And we need to scan the Emperor again.
Okay, just give me some time.
Though I definitely want to heal up. Don't want to lose this now. The Emperor's physical attacks are probably the biggest threat of the fight. Especially that full party hitting one. That can be kind of dangerous. Note that I'm also defense buffed, so it usually hits even harder.
Like strike attacks will work.
Huh, okay, now the Emperor's starting to be weak to physical attacks. Their elements do shuffle a lot. Again, this fight is mostly a tutorial on how to use Fuka, but you just made yourself weak to strike attacks. That's a very bad idea.
I've been waiting for this.
And yes, you can use all-out attacks in this fight.
Okay.
Though if both the Emperor and Empress are present, you need to knock them both down to do it, obviously. Yeah, this is the most,
Akihiko-senpai is in trouble.
Yeah, we're all kind of in trouble from that. You're weak to strike attacks, huh? Well, I'll strike you first.
Jack Frost!
You found the enemy's weakness.
I've been waiting.
I also love that roar sound that it makes.
Well, I guess that's
Be
one way
careful.
to go.
Junpei-kun is badly hurt.
Okay, I think it's time to use a bead chain. I know that I probably don't need to do this, but I really, really don't want to lose this fight. Because, like I said, this is more of a tutorial than an actual proper fight, and I'd be very embarrassed if I did lose this. Why you wait? Oh wait, you can't do anything to it at all. Yeah, your party members will do that if they have nothing that can hurt the enemy. Paradigm shifting again.
Okay, just give me some time.
The other thing about this is, I also feel as if, just like the Priestess, the symbolism of these arcanas fits into the fight as well in gameplay. Okay, now let's see. You're weak to Thunder. Kind of want to use a buff spell. You know what? Junpei has been kind of hurting here. Let's buff his defense. Basically, because you need to hit these things' weaknesses and issue the right scan orders all the time, this fight is all about leadership.
Piercing attacks will work on it.
Okay, oh boy, I don't think we have any piercing attacks at all. But like I said, yeah, this fight's all about good leadership skills. Managing your teammates' attacks, making sure they don't attack it when they, can't do anything to it. Do I have a pierce attack anywhere? Okay, let me check. Nothing. You don't have anything. I don't think you have anything either. But you're strong against strike attacks, so I may as well switch to you. Strike, slash... Yeah, I can't do anything. But I do have buffs. Might actually be a good idea to equip the protagonist with a bow for this fight, so that you have access to all three physical elements regardless, and you never have a situation like this.
I'm all out of options.
And thank goodness for boss stupidity. If this thing never used Paradigm Shift again, we couldn't win.
Okay, just give me some time.
Should I try my luck? Let's see if slash attacks are gonna work. And I can miss entirely. But Junpei's gonna pick up the slack. Nice one, Junpei. You definitely redeemed yourself from that incident. Last full moon. Goodbye, Empress and Emperor. That is an enormous amount of experience. Did we just level up twice? I think we just leveled up twice. That's amazing. With that, Fuku's demonstrated her power.
Are there more of them?
I hope not.
Don't worry, it's over.
Fuka, you...
Yeah, she just saved your life even though you were bullying her.
Are you alright?
This plays into the symbolism of the upright Empress Arcana as well.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
And
Fuka?
we know what happens when
It's all right. She's just exhausted.
someone summons their persona for the first time.
Fuka? Fuka,
Where did these two shadows come from?
From somewhere outside of Tartarus, just like before.
They're outside, but they came into Tartarus specifically.
I see.
What are we gonna do about Natsuki? She saw the Dark Hour and the shadows.
Don't worry, she's not like us, so she won't remember any of it.
Yeah, fortunately we don't have to mind wipe her or anything. There's a built-in mind wipe in this story.
The good news is, she didn't fall victim to the shadows, even though she obviously heard their call.
The bad news, though...
She should be safe from now on.
But that means she'll forget Fuka saved her life, right?
Yeah, that's the bad news. She'll forget all about this.
That doesn't seem fair.
Actually, I don't think it'll matter.
I'm sorry, Fuka. I'm so sorry.
I think she's learned her lesson.
And with that, one could say that the reverse Empress has become upright again.
I'm sorry.
We rescued Fuka, gained her powers on our side, and defeated not one, but 2 boss shadows. Say that was a pretty good night. And with the trust grown between us, we've learned a new tactic. This is why I said your party members will stop being idiots about not knocking down everything. Later, with this order, we can now tell people specifically to prioritize knocking enemies down. What this means is, you know those situations where I get angry at Junpei or Akihiko for knocking down one enemy and then immediately using their one more to hit it again instead of hitting the others? If we set them to knock down, they won't do that anymore. So this is going to be very, very helpful, and in fact the game gets a lot more manageable just because of this command. Oh no, mysterious creepy boy is still around. But every time he warns us about something, it comes true. With that, another full moon operation is over and it's time to rest. 4 down. 8 to go.